You know when you're on your computer and working hard, but also sometimes working less hard, like maybe your fingers develop an independent ability to visit less productive websites before you even have time to think about it? This is why we created Aiki and why we wrote a paper about it, because we're scientists, but computer scientists. Aiki is a martial arts principle which allows a skilled practitioner to redirect an opponent's power. It is also a browser extension which lets you redirect your procrastination plans to something more productive. You input the websites you want to have intercepted, your procrastination sites. And any online learning environment you should be spending time on, as well as the amount of time you want to spend in the learning environment and the procrastination time that this buys you. Now, every time you visit one of your chosen procrastination sites, Aiki redirects you to the learning environment for the amount of time you choose. Once the time is up, you can visit your procrastination site for the time you specified. If you're feeling lazy, you can always circumvent the extension or turn it off completely. And now, for the science. We tested Aiki with 10 knowledge workers learning Danish. We fixed the learning environment, but let them choose any procrastination sites themselves. They used Aiki for 14 days, and then we evaluated their experience and their learning. We had 2 formal research questions. 1, can we show an effect on language learning using regular, time-limited micro-interactions or microlearning? 2, how is browser redirection experienced by knowledge workers as a means of intercepting procrastination behavior? We're going to skip straight to the answers. There was a general improvement in the Danish skills of the participants, even after as little as 2 weeks of using Aiki. So, yes, redirection does seem to be a promising alternative to, say, blocking certain websites entirely, and browser redirection does afford microlearning sessions. The experience evaluation of Aiki was also positive, and we saw the effect in 3 different forms. For some participants, the redirection was welcome, and they appreciated the nudge to study, like, I visited the time-wasting websites more often to use Aiki. And once your application interrupted me and I read an article, then I would not go to the time-wasting page. For a few of the participants, the direction was so annoying that it actually prompted them to abandon their procrastination quest and return to their task at hand. I decided visiting the procrastination site wasn't really worth the effort. I guess the value of visiting the other site wasn't offset by, the cost you have to pay in learning some language. I've used a lot of these tools before, and this was the most effective tool I've ever used for stopping distraction. And finally, the interruption prompted mere reflection on the need to procrastinate. Sometimes typing the URL made me conscious that I was going to be redirected, and I stopped and returned to what I was doing. The goal of Aiki was to either minimize procrastination or increase productive behavior. In the study, Aiki was sometimes seen as a carrot, where the redirection was a nice alternative to procrastination, or as a stick, where the redirection was an annoying interruption that they would rather avoid. Interestingly, both the carrot and the stick approach are described as positive by different participants, which leads us to believe that there is potential in evolving the extension to cater differently to these types of users. The rest of our findings, including all the usability feedback like, give us the stats, and for God's sake, I needed to go to Facebook that one time, are of course in the paper. Aiki, turning procrastination into microlearning. We're happy to share the code if you want to use Aiki yourself. Thanks for watching.